Hey everybody, welcome back to Custom Spelunky Levels with Baer. Today we are playing Tedwan's Challenge, or Tedwan, or Tedwin, or I hate this guy. He's you know, colloquially known around these parts. Because I've gone into this level pack before, I'll admit, trying to do these, you know, I normally try to do these blind. I always try to do these blind if I can help it. But for this particular one, it couldn't be done for me, and I'll explain why as we go. To start off with, I'm just going to go ahead and try to proceed as normal, and honestly, this one just gave me much more... Okay. See, that's fitting. That is the attitude that I'm going to have, I think, for a lot of these runs through this pack. It's 4 levels and I was about to say an Olmec fight, but it actually completely bypasses the Olmec fight. Sends you straight to Yama after a little while, so that's an interesting element of it. Another interesting element of this level is the fact that this particular portion took me probably about 10 to 15 minutes to figure out. I was thinking there had to be a way for me to do like a trick shot where I shot the wall like this and then ended up on the far side of the platform, but I kept thinking I was doing it wrong, not realizing that the force field over there on the right side is really what we're trying to aim at, and then we would go like that. So that's a pretty cool, neat little mechanic there. And a lot of these levels, I want to show this off because I'm terrible, and also because a lot of the levels in this pack are very well made. I just hate them so much. I couldn't not show off this level pack, though, because it really is pretty awesome and absolutely worth downloading, so I highly recommend that you check it out, despite the excessive difficulty. It says it's moderate difficulty. Difficulty is medium, according to the creator of the pack, but I feel like that's a lie. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this an 8, to be totally honest, but it might just be... My god, I don't want to use the I'm just awful joke. No, that's not where I'm going that time around. It honestly might just be because there are a lot of elements to this level pack that I'm completely unfamiliar with. For example, I haven't really done anything up to this point that required very precise plasma cannon trick shots. That's been definitely a unique aspect of this level pack thus far. I can't believe I missed that jump. I never missed that jump in practice. I've practiced this. That's the thing, is I've practiced these levels, and they're still just gonna give me an absolute nightmare to deal with. Oh my god. This level, honestly, I didn't have even close to this level of trouble in practicing it. So this first stage is divided into 3 sections. This is the first of... Well, I guess technically it's like 4 or 5, but there's 3 rows to it, basically. So this first row over here is kind of the easier portion. Then we get over to this direction, and there we go. See, that's what you gotta do, and I hadn't really had any trouble with that before, but I guess now that the camera's on me, I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm a little shy. A little camera shy. I'm getting a little, you know, nervous under the pressure. Now, I really hope that I don't end up dying to the alien fire, because that would be awful. Okay, thank you. I can survive with 1 heart, that's fine. Just gotta blast through here, and then we got some adorable little spider friends to keep us company for this next portion as well. I think this is meant to kind of prove to be an obstacle, but I'm pretty damn sure that even if you fire the plasma cannon at a spider point blank, it won't kill you. So it's not really that big of an issue. It's just a little extra thing to occupy your time, I suppose. But nonetheless, we blast our way through here, and then we get to what I would consider the puzzly portion of this stage, which is, of course, a one-shot and you're dead sort of ordeal, so you want to make sure that the shot you take counts. So, in this particular one, you kind of have to make a very, very difficult angle jump toward the wall, shoot at just the right point, which is about 2 blocks away from the wall, then grab on the other side of the platform that we're hanging from, like hopefully so. Or just blow yourself up right against the wall, because that's obviously your best option. So, this is kind of a recurring theme throughout this pack, and it's something that I guess I kind of have accepted as, you know, comes with the territory. It's standard fare these days in a lot of these custom Spelunky level packs, is the fact that the obstacles... Hold on. The obstacles are going to be pretty much one and you're done sort of affairs. So if I fail repeatedly on a particular section, it's just, it kind of sucks because there's no checkpoint system, which I'm still not even sure if I want to recommend that we try to develop any sort of checkpoint system, honestly, because, again, we're kind of just learning the ropes here and deciding amongst ourselves, I suppose, that custom Spelunky levels are inherently difficult and is kind of a one and you're done sort of thing. So, you know, I'm okay with this. I think I've come to terms with it. I've come to terms with it, and I've realized that it's the nature of the beast, and we just kind of have to learn to live with it. So, let's try this again. We're going to try this hang and then not get nearly as close for this shot this time, although these spiders being down here is certainly not doing me any favors. There, that's what we were looking for. Okay, so it's still a very difficult shot, and I get a little nervous when I'm on these platforms as well, because it's very easy for me to even just fall off normally without even trying to do any of these trick shots. It's, you know, it's still just a really dangerous territory we are in when we are doing this. We finally managed to get through it, though, and then you finish it off by dropping the block down here, blowing up your weapon of choice, and making your way forward. So that's one of 4 very difficult levels, but the thing is, that might be the most difficult of the 4. So now for this one, we are on a timer, as you can probably tell on the left side over there. There's a rock falling down through the web, and we have to get through this entire puzzle. It's not really a puzzle, it's kind of a difficult platforming stage. Reminds me a lot of the Impossible game, actually. If you guys ever played the Impossible game, it was that Xbox Live indie title that involved very particular jumps over spikes and a pretty ballin' soundtrack, if you don't mind me saying so. More so if you don't mind me use the word ballin'. That would be what I'd primarily ask for permission for. Alright, so this place honestly didn't give me nearly as much trouble as the plasma cannon sections did, and I don't know if that's just because I feel a little bit more comfortable with the whole platforming element of the game, or if it's just because I got a little lucky in my proceedings with it, but the whole design of it is pretty damn awesome, and I might have even missed the timer on here, to be truthful, so yeah, there it goes, and I missed it by that much. Oh, that's a bummer. So yeah, you can see here, really tight window for the timing on this one. We gotta be pretty much flawless going through it, but to its credit, when you do manage to get it, you feel like a pretty badass dude or dudette. So it's got that going for it. It's got the sense of accomplishment down pat, and the difficulty in this one is definitely fair. I don't ever really get frustrated playing through this stage, so that I think is kind of a sign of a well-designed level. When I always feel like it's my fault, I always feel like I'm the one that needs to improve in order to, you know, get through the entire stage. Like, for example, that particular death seemed kind of silly, but it's entirely my fault because I grabbed onto the thwomp facing the wrong direction as I was falling down. So I learn from my mistakes, I get better as I go through the level, and then I feel, again, just that awesome sense of accomplishment when I finally manage to get it done. But I do notice that I continue repeating mistakes. Like, I haven't died like that in a recording, but through practice runs I did manage to die like that several times, unfortunately, so that's just a degrading feeling for me personally. I'm not really attributing that to the level of any variety or anything like that. I'm just a dum-dum. Oh, and that hasn't happened before. Okay, so that's brand new. That's the band brand new. Right there. So I guess I just need to jump through that portion. Let's see if I can do it this time around. Grab the idol. And then just small hops over this is the key, but you still can get a little bit caught up. Oh, I'd never grab onto him either. That was a new mistake. Yeah, plenty of ways to screw this up. I was actually trying to, psych out that first thwomp the first few times I was playing the stage, and then I realized that I was running out of time pretty much every time I got to the end. It took me a little while to even think about the possibility of just running through that very first thwomp, so there's just little stuff like that I gotta pick up on a lot quicker. There we go. That was pretty smooth, so I think I've got a pretty good shot of surviving it this time. See if I can just jump through this portion. There we go. And then you pretty much just let yourself fall in this portion, which is pretty fun. I like that little change of pace. Then we just gotta jump through the webs as often as we possibly can. And I think we might have gotten it this time. Ooh, just got it. That's good. Alright, now sadly, the blind playthroughs would benefit much more in the, in the puzzle solution area, because I have managed to solve this one myself as I was going through the stage, so fortunately I'm just going to be providing you guys with a solution here. If I can manage to remember what it is, of course. So there's the high likelihood that I've completely forgotten how to do things here, but it looks like I should be able to get at least this first portion done correctly, although I may have left myself too much space to walk to, and I think we're okay. I like this puzzle. I like this puzzle portion of this stage. It's pretty damn smart. So, this gave me a little bit of trouble, though. So, looking at this, it's yet another one of the, what's, again, becoming kind of a running theme in these stages is building the bridge for the tinderbox, which, you know, there's plenty of ways to do that, of course, so I'm totally game for seeing it a few more times. If I can remember how to do this, though, let's see. I believe I can just push this down to start with. I can use the tinderbox as an actual jumping platform to get up to the other blocks, but unfortunately I do have to leave myself enough room to be able to get back up here and push other blocks down. I think there's actually multiple solutions to this one, too. If I can drop through this, I'm in good shape. There we go. So we can do this, and then we can start pushing over this way. I believe I've got it down. Yeah, I think we're going to be just fine here, because we can access all the other blocks. That was the only thing that really tripped me up here, is making sure I was able to access the blocks on the top before I, you know, started pushing stuff down. So now we can just push this guy over, because we're not worried about anything crushing it. Push this guy over here, and, you know what, I'm probably going to have to do this first, just so I don't screw myself over. We're going to go like that. We're going to push down the double block once we jump back from over this way. And then I believe, yep, we have solved the puzzle. Very good. Alright. Not a lot of issue there. Pretty cool little mechanic coming up in the next section of this as well. And there was also a portion of this stage that I was so sure I wasn't going to be able to figure out, but I managed to figure in the nick of time. I felt so proud of myself. I just gotta take those moments in stride, man. They come few and far between these days. So we gotta push this one down to fill in the gap, and then we're gonna have some interesting times in trying to create a stack. Because what we need to do here is create a stack of 3 to be able to push this chain block down, trigger the tinderbox explosions, and access the rope pile on the bottom. So, to do that, I believe what we ought to do first is probably, you know, we can go ahead and just push this one down. I think that's safe to do. I'll push this guy over here, whip down the platform block and get that going, and then I believe we can reach that top platform from the ladder. So we are probably safe to go ahead and go like this. And let's see if that is indeed the case. Nice. Pretty damn close, but we can get it. Push this down, and we're in business. Not bad at all. Yeah, pretty nifty puzzle level here. Definitely not nearly as difficult as some of the push block puzzles that we've experienced in the past, but I'm totally okay with that. Alright, there we go, and I think actually we can just jump from the middle one here. Nice. And that ought to do it. I'm just going to wait a little while, come back down to the other side, and grab ourselves some free ropes. Very good. And then we head over to this way. Of course, you guys can probably tell this point is not accessible. Completely blocked off by bullets, so our only other option then is to come over here to this chasm and see what this procedure yields. And I usually try to end up just throwing ropes as high as I possibly can, like so. But in order to actually pass through this, you can probably tell there's an arrow trap up there that we need to trigger like that. Thus building our staircase to freedom. And there we go. That always makes me feel nice. Hearing those little gemmy sounds as we progress through. So that's 3 out of 4. And the 4th is hell. So this portion just gave me a whole lot of trouble as I was trying to do it initially, and it looks like it's probably going to do that again. I have kind of found a formulaic way to get through it, so I'm going to try that around, or try that this time. We'll see how we fare. Oh, never mind. Well, it'll take a few tries, I'm sure. This is definitely not easy. I think I would say, of all the levels in the pack, this one is either the hardest or the second hardest, depending on which version of me in the past that you ask. I gotta get rid of that guy. Oh, God, that's actually the first time that bat has killed me. I'm ashamed. I bring dishonor to the Taffy family. Alright, here we go. So I like to do this systematically. You can't actually just bounce through that way, but I feel like it's easier for me to, you know, do things the way that I know they work by going like so, and there we go. So we get down here, and we have yet another burning rope puzzle. Which is pretty damn tough, to be honest. And now, initially going through this, I thought you actually had to get it done with a minimal amount of rope, so we can get through it like that, and you can place just one rope across the middle of each of those lava pools and get through it. But you end up having a few extra ropes if you do it that way. So if you're worried about being able to do it, what I guess what you would consider the intended way, then you can proceed like that. But if you would rather, you know, take things easier on yourself, you can use multiple ropes to get through. I'm going to try to get through this the way that I've proven to myself works. That's probably going to be my go-to strategy. So we'll get like there. And then, I'm not 100% sure of what's in... Oh my god, that was terrible. I nearly just jumped off the lava there, I think. I'm gonna try to get down there again, but I'm not 100% sure of what the expected approach is to that section, because there is a way to... I wouldn't call it cheesing it, but I definitely call it making this section easier, where you can jump through the webs and have a pretty easy go of things. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can get through that portion without using any ropes, so you might just be intended to use a big old handful of ropes in the first two jumps, and then just kind of use the spider webs to progress from there. Which may be the case, but we'll see. Whatever works, works, I guess. There's not really I mean, I'm sure creators most of the time have intended solutions for their puzzles, but again, if you can figure out a way to get through it, by all means, make that approach your method. Right now, though, I'm starting to think I'm better off just doing it the tried and true way, the way that I managed to get this through this stage the first time, and the only time that I managed to get through it. Again, this one gave me a headache for quite a while. Let's see if he gets hit by that. No dice. Okay, good, good, good. Gotta wait for that one. Alright. Pretty consistently getting up to this point, and then, of course, we just gotta knock this bat out before we proceed. Oh, that was close. Ooh, this might be bad. Okay, that was an extra rope we had to use, but not a huge issue. So what I end up doing here is I just try to knock out this cobweb. Burn through that, and then, oh, you know what? Yeah, that cobweb there, the second one, that's what gives me trouble. But with the extra ropes I have in hand, what I can do is cheese it even a little bit more. So I'll try to get back there again and kind of explain my thought process as I get back to that portion of the stage. I really like the effect that the lava has on these falling ice platforms, by the way. It's pretty neat. I wish there was a way to kind of paint things. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd give us some more customization options, but I feel like that might be asking just a touch too much. How am I doing these kinds of silly things now? Just bonkers. Okay, here we go. This is the one. This is the one. We're gonna at least get back to that ladder. Nope. Come on now. Come on now, Mr. Baer. Oh, don't start jumping, hitting your head, receiving multiple concussions, being named Austin Collie, and having to be put down by Peyton Manning. Don't do that. That would be a suboptimal approach to life. Okay. Well, actually, you made millions of dollars doing that, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Keep it going. Just confidence as we move through. There we go. I'm feeling a little bit better about the rope birding puzzles in general now that I'm doing this. In fact, this entire pack just kind of makes me feel good about, you know, like, practicing certain elements of the game. Oh my god, okay, that was weird. Never had that happen before, but yes, we managed to get through it now. As you can see here, dropping on this ice platform does trigger a tinderbox, so I'm anticipating that... Actually, you know what? I don't think that makes a huge difference. We just kind of skirt through that and then grab the Necronomicon, and we are off to Olmec. As you can see, it says up there 5-3 completed. So, Olmec, we are actually going to bypass and make our way into Yama's throne. So it honestly is a pretty awesome Yama's throne fight. What I find kind of funny, though, is Super Cheese Method 101 is bouncing up like this and then getting up to the Yama fight this way. Of course, this is still a very, very difficult approach because naturally he is not going to enjoy you creeping up on him like this and probably going to do something about it, but, you know, still kind of funny to do it that way, and it's pretty easy to die too, so, you know, it's not that big of a cheese, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. But we'll do this the proper way now. So we're going to start off by heading over here. As you can see, there is an eggplant awaiting our arrival, providing us kind of the instant kill approach. Now, the first time I did this, I just saw this and figured, alright, just run across the entire platform, no big deal. But we end up getting up to here, climbing up these platforms, we grab the amulet, and then we see, oh, we have to backtrack. So, that gives us incentive to not use all those platforms, although it is possible, if you wait for the opportunity, you can land down here and then just kind of whip your way to freedom. So, if you happen to go through it this way in your first attempt, there's your saving grace. So we've grabbed the amulets, so now we can head down here freely, grab ourselves an eggplant, and get to what is probably the most difficult element of the stage. So we need to jump up through here, avoid that Cobra Spit, and not get sacrificed to Kali. That would be ideal. I really like the pouring lava effect too. That just adds a little bit of nuanced ambiance. And any chance I can get to use the aw sound in my language. So what you're intended to do, I think, is just to use every other platform jumping through like that, which of course makes the trip back a hell of a lot easier. You don't have to go in a piranha whipping frenzy or in a man trap whipping frenzy. Sorry, I think I keep switching up those two words in my lexicon. And we're gonna go through like that. Okay, so getting back to here is really not that tricky. In fact, I'd say it's probably the easiest portion of the entire stage. So, I'm gonna play this the slightly safer way here. Now, what's interesting about this portion is, you keep dying. No, that's not what it is. What's interesting is there's only one space you can get to give yourself an opportunity to plan ahead for the next trick in the area. And I'll talk more about that once I get back to that portion, but I feel like, well, you know, okay, so I was getting a little bit salty about it in my first attempts when I was trying to do this blind, because I felt like it was almost just bad design, because it really didn't give you an opportunity to see the threats that were coming up and then plan for them accordingly, which I guess has just kind of become, you know, kind of, again, par for the course and stuff, but this one in particular just gave me a bunch of trouble, and I wasn't really able to find a way until I realized that I could hang off this platform and just try to listen for it. So if you couldn't tell already, there is a tiki trap that is 4 columns high that is being triggered by a shopkeeper. So you have to plan your actions out based around that. So I'm going to wait until I hear the cue. I'm going to wait until the spike ball rotates at the proper angle as well. And that is when you need to go up. So that part, again, well, I mean, you could hang off the ledge at the bottom, but as you can see, the chain ball spike moves right through that, so that's not an option. So you kind of have to just go purely based on audio cues to be able to progress through that point. So it's pretty tough, but I think I've grown to be okay with it as we progress. Now, we've grabbed the Cape of Vlad here, and I'm going to try not to get hit like that and get myself killed. I swear to God, that happens so much more often than anything else. And it's kind of, unfortunately, what I was just going on about a bit a minute ago there. It's kind of unfortunately reflected on the reverse end of that spectrum, too, because when you're trying to go back down, it's pretty damn difficult to see the chain ball coming at you. So it almost becomes, when you go up, you're going almost purely based on audio cues, and then when you're going back down, it's nearly just kind of a luck of the draw. I mean, you can kind of see it, but not really enough to the point where you can plan your actions around where it currently is. So I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that aspect of it, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not like a lose a star in the map rating kind of negative experience. So, oh god, and then hanging on chains like that is just a result of me being frisky with the controller, as I tend to do. No matter, though. I think we're pretty close to getting it. We've only got one more big puzzle element once we get past that point, so I think we'll be okay. But overall, yeah, I'm really having a hell of a time with this pack. It's pretty damn challenging. I honestly want to say, like, I'm not sure if I'm losing my edge or something like that. I consider myself, you know, to be decent at the game, but This one gave me a lot of trouble, especially to the point where I really just couldn't record a blind impression of it because it really was like hours of attempts and trying to get past the same points over and over again. And that was a pretty dangerous play there, but I managed to get through it in one piece. Alright, so we're gonna just drop straight down. And I guess, yeah, you can kind of plan accordingly looking down like this, so maybe that point is moot. Yeah, I think I was making up a bunch of hooey there. That was just an excuse for me to have died in that previous attempt. Okay, no Cobra Spit, please. Alright, thank you very much. We managed to finally get back down here. So we've got one more element to get through, which may be one of my favorite parts of it, honestly, especially given the lighting. The lighting going up this chasm is pretty damn spectacular. I really like it. Oh my god, and there's certainly ways to screw this up as we get over here, but you're kind of just looking to gently hover to the next sections as you go here. And then I get myself killed literally at the last possible moment. That was just too good. Alright, we've got it now. We've got it now. It's all over but the freaking egg planting, as they say in polite company. I'm gonna get myself in a focused mood here, man. Done playing games, Yama. It's me and you. Me, you, and the eggplant I've yearned to throw in your face legitimately, but now I've been given the opportunity to do. Kind of sullied my attempts otherwise. Oh, that was pathetic. Okay. I found all the ways to screw this up. I don't know why I'm trying to jump up prematurely, man. That's just a bad play on my part. This is the one. Here we go. Even practice, man. This is giving me a hard time, but I can make it happen. Tedwan's challenge shall be filled. Again, of course, all the links to download and play these maps for yourself can be found in the description, including a link to download for Spelunky itself. Sashaval, the man, the myth, the legend behind this. The resurgence of Spelunky in my life wouldn't be possible without that beautiful person, so you gotta spread some love that way as well. Alright, listen for the cue. Get it up, alright. Beyond that, really not that tough. And then, I guess I just kind of want to wait until that rotation, and then we can head straight freaking down. That was amazing. Oh my god. Well, do I even bother without the eggplant? I suppose I could try to see if there's a way to... Nope, just get stabbed. Oh, son of a bitch. I really hope I don't get frustrated again. I was so sure. I was so sure I had reached a point of euphoria with it. But now I don't know. Now I don't know anymore. Salty Baer might be showing up again. And he does not taste good. You know, normally some saltwater taffy would be delicious, but not when a bear is involved. Because a bear will actually kill you. Don't go camping with a bear because he will literally rip your face off of your head. Words to live by, hopefully. Ideally, because, you know, you wouldn't be dead if you lived by them. Alright, so we can't hang off there, sadly, and then we get hit. God almighty! Oh, this part is just brutal sometimes. If you don't get that initial hang off the bouncing platform, then it just... Oh, it's just massacre. I honestly might set a shortcut for myself, because I think this is becoming... How masochistic and sadistic are Baer and the audience, respectively. And how many times am I willing to try this before I just yank the hair straight out of my head? It's very tough. Again, well designed, I think, but just brutal. Oh my god, okay, always nerve-wracking up there. I'm gonna try so damn hard. I'm trying as hard as I possibly can right now to get this done. Good. Okay. There, that's what we're looking for. Not gonna get hit by a lava guy. We're fine. Okay, now we gotta do this the easy way, because there is an easy way to do this as long as we just focus a little bit on how we're approaching these walls. Should be fine. I'm gonna wait here. And we're gonna give ourselves an opportunity not to get smashed. And got him. Oh. Look at that face. That is the face of defeat. Oh, please don't smash me. Okay, let's just do that before I get crushed again. And then we're gonna make our freedom jump to the exit. You know what? Let's have a little fun with it. He ain't gonna do nothing now. Throw the fists in the lava. We'll leave him with one, just as a reminder for the other Yamas that may cross our path. But we've done it. Good God. I hope you don't hate me too much for the salt and for the free disposition, but nonetheless... Oh, man. These are getting real tough, man. Like, I keep wanting to try to avoid Kaizo Mario territory, but if this is considered medium difficulty, I don't really know where we're going beyond that. Anyway, though, this is Tedwan's challenge. All the links are down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the level pack if you played it for yourself. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Appreciate that a lot. It helps me and supports me in what I do. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.